Hey everyone, welcome to the part 1 for the Tonfa survival run. Now, this again cut off the second Genshin fight, which is really annoying because I had a really uncooperative Genshin. I really wanted to show that on video, but you know, it didn't work. But anyway, for the first wave, again, same as always, just build up your combo, get your green essence. The Tonfa are extremely easy to build up, you know, plus 20 hit combo. Just jump around and throw a couple of waves of shurikens, and then just do the rotate Y move on the ninjas, because every single hit of it will connect, and it pretty much always kills any ninja, you know, doesn't matter what difficulty you're on. The rotate Y is an instant kill, and also sets you up perfectly for an OT if you want to take it into that. You can also take it into XYXYYB, and there again, that's about another 20-22 hit combo, so you can get up to about a 40 hit combo with a couple of moves on the Tonfa. So building up a high combo on ninjas, you know, is really simple. For this wave, again, just, you know, get your UT ready. I chose to use Windmill shuriken for this one because the Tonfa's UT is really powerful, and I'll get to, you know, why it's so useful in a minute. But it's really long, like, it is easily one of the longest UTs, so if you can get in, you know, quick and easy Windmill shuriken UT, it's a lot better. And again, always try and OT them when you cut their head off with Windmill shuriken. For format B, again, the strategies are pretty much always the same, it's just the moves that will change. The rotate Y move with the Tonfa is probably the most common move you'll see me do. It's extremely useful, it's got a lot of invulnerability frames on it. So, you know, not only is it really powerful and really useful, but, you know, you're more or less invincible throughout the entire thing. So if you've got incendiary shurikens in you, you know, it'll cancel them. Anyone trying to attack you will cancel them. And not only will it, you know, you'll not take damage, obviously, but it's an extremely useful move because of the high delim rate it's got. So, you know, there's really a lot of reasons why it should be a move that you use a lot. And now there again, you can't really see it, but it's the frame rate. Sometimes when you've got a lot of stuff going on, like your dashes just won't register. And again there, you know, always take note of when you just take a head off the Vangelf and get the OT in. Again here, another good example of rotate Y, sorry, not rotate Y UT, but you know what I mean. Being really useful because it keeps your instant killing spree runners alive, you know, incredibly well, because it's not a combo move, it is just counted as one move, so it keeps a lot of that kind of stuff going. That move right there is towards the enemy, or towards whatever direction you want, X, and then 4 X's. It's very similar to the combos that Ryu's got in Dead or Alive. Not a very useful move though, I was just doing it, you know, to have a bit of fun. But sometimes the final kick has a good chance of like kicking their head off, which is pretty funny. So, but again, you know, just keep doing the same things we've been doing throughout this format. I thought I'd killed them all there, and obviously I hadn't. So, and I'm trying to delim this one here, and you want to do XYXY to on landing Y, and if you do all the X moves in the air, you know, you probably won't get the time to charge a UT and having staggered essence. Again, this is the wave that you really want to concentrate on getting loads and loads of UTs and OTs in. Try and start a Tonfa UT. Try and start it with a Tonfa UT. And it depends on the situation you're in. If you're in a situation where not a lot of enemies are bunched up, you want to use a Tonfa UT because it's got a lot of teleportations and its delim rate is just insane, and it'll kill a lot of enemies. There's a good example. When enemies bunch up, you definitely want to use the Windmill shuriken because you can get over 100,000 points for a single UT, and if you take their head off, obviously go and OT them. That right there, there was 25,000 for the UT itself, and then 45,000 for everything else. That was 70,000 for just one kill. So, you know, it really shows how much points you can get out of Windmill shuriken UTs. But again, as well, you don't want to be too reckless on this wave. You can be on the first wave, obviously, you can always be reckless on the first wave. But in the later waves, you know, even the regular Garges, their tail whip still, you know, has a pretty big sting. So, you know, you don't want to be too reckless. I should have OT'd him there, there was really no reason not to OT him because I had staggered essence, but he gave me a green essence anyway, so it worked out, you know, either way. For this wave, you definitely want to use the, you definitely want to start with a Tonfa UT, don't risk going for a Windmill shuriken UT because obviously you can get pummeled with rockets. The rotate Y move with the Tonfa is brilliant for taking out ninjas because it's got a lot of invulnerability frames. It's a high combo move, so you can get green essence out of it quite easily. You know, no ninja will survive it. On the lower wave, you know, only about half of it needs to hit for them to die. One thing that I will get to it later is don't use it on mages. You can use it on ninjas all you want, but definitely don't use it on mages. The main reason it's so powerful on ninjas is because ninjas can have their legs removed, whereas obviously you can't cut off mages' legs, so it's not as useful against them, and it's got a lot of recovery frames. That's about the only downside to it. The recovery frames for it are quite long, and if you're against enemies like mages that love to grapple you all the time, that's not something you want to be in a situation. That's not a situation you want to be in, rather. Again, just use the 2 X's. Now the Resetsu is definitely, apart from Genshin, the Resetsu is easily the trickiest one to kill, because the Tonfa UT is extremely useful in terms of its de-limbing ability, but it's not very powerful. Like, it doesn't really have a lot of power behind it. I think it's about half the Resetsu's health is a full UT, so if you get, like there, I was trying to use the green essence for a UT, because it's much more useful to just take him out straight away. The Rotate Y move is also really good on the Resetsu. That move right there was XX and then 3 Ys. But yeah, the Rotate Y move is good on Resetsus because you can't be grappled or anything like that. Now for these mechs, these can be really annoying if you don't use the technique I'm showing here. Just wind path towards them, and with the Windmill Shuriken equipped, I press B, but then just cancel it straight away with the downward Y hit. And that downward Y slash packs quite a lot of power. It's got a good damage behind it, and on regular enemies it can like instant kill them and just take their head off straight away. Scorpions, same as before, just use them with Shuriken depending on what you've got. In hindsight, you know, I've got quite a good multiplier here. I've got quite a lot of time on my multiplier, so I should have really thinned these out a bit quicker than I did here. Obviously, got the Nimpo orbs. So I'm just going to use that for wind blades, and would have liked to get you know a few more health orbs than I did, but that's not bad health going into the next wave. Another great thing about the Tonfa is, in a lot of ways, they're viewed as quite an easy weapon because their UT is so deadly. But the next wave coming after this, the mechs and Gauges, if your starting UT doesn't connect with anything, you're in big trouble, because you know a lot of its moves are very, very orientated towards the man-sized enemies like your ninjas and everything else. On mechs, the only useful move against mechs with the Tonfa is the UTs and the ET. I mean UTs and ETs rather than OTs. But yeah, so obviously that's kind of your main thing you want to focus on. Gauges aren't really that much of a problem. The Flying Swallow has got good iframes, and you can also heavily just cancel that and take that into an Azuna drop or any other move you want. The ET can still instant kill mechs, but the entire thing has to hit them. It's the final attack of the combo that like de-limbs them the second time. So you have to make sure you direct it entirely at mechs. Like there, you know, I got misdirected and I didn't get it. Always OT mechs if you can, but again, be careful of their explosion. But that's a pretty good example of like that wave not going very well. You know, if you can't get a very steady UT chain, you know, that wave can really go wrong quite fast. And this is a de-limbed Gauge, and I'm just using my incendiaries to try and get some health out of them in ready for the next wave. This wave, the top priority is the Bang Elves, because especially at this health, you know, I could easily get killed here. The single rocket launcher guys, you can easily manipulate them with wind paths, just jump on their head to stun them and then just go and take out a Bang Elf. Use the ETs on Bang Elves. There's no real reason to try and go for an OT, and ET will easily take out a Bang Elf with the Tonfa. Good moves to use against Bang Elves. XXYY is a great combo to use against them. You can use the mech tactic as well, just jump towards them and throw a Incendiary Shuriken and then press Y, because the Y attack will obviously stun them, the Incendiary will go off, de-limbing them, and you can instantly OT them to take them out really fast. Now, this is a pretty reckless thing here. I go for combo here, where I should really be going for health, you know, but I see my multipliers going down, and this is a pretty good run. I end the first wave with well over 4 million, which for the Tonfa is a really good score. So, you know, in hindsight, I should have really been going for health there, but, you know, it worked out in my favour anyway, so. That right there was XYXY, and again, it's a really, like, it's got a very high chance of taking their head off on the Y hit. This wave can be pretty tricky with Tonfa. They haven't really got any moves that are really suited towards taking out the mech, so the UT is pretty much all you've got. Mages, just Izuna drop them, or XXYY is a great move. You can also use XYXY on the mages, that's a really good move. That was an online Rotate Y, and there again, perfect example of why you don't want to use that on mages, but you know, it's kind of muscle memory at this point, just doing a Rotate Y when you're surrounded by enemies in Ninja Gaiden now. Again, always guillotine, throw them into walls, that's always really useful. But unless you can avoid it, don't OT mages, because they do give really good health orbs. Again, just a stupid move, and I shouldn't have done it. But that's going to do it for part 1, and I'll see you in part 2.